A year ago, I performed surgery on a 67-year-old man whose arteries were so hardened they resembled rigid pipes rather than living tissue. He had been prescribed for different medications to control his blood pressure, yet his readings remained dangerously high. He wasn't careless about his health, nor was he ignoring medical advice. In fact, he followed every instruction given to him with discipline and consistency. Still, his condition had progressed to the point where surgery became unavoidable. What struck me most wasn't just the severity of his illness, but the realization that something crucial had been overlooked. The solution to part of his problem had likely been within his reach all along, sitting quietly in his daily routine, unnoticed and unused. This isn't about replacing medical care or dismissing prescriptions, but about understanding that simple, consistent habits can work alongside modern treatments. By the end of this discussion, you'll see how small practical changes can begin immediately, even tonight, and how they may influence your health in meaningful ways. As people grow older, changes occur in the body that are not always fully explained during routine medical visits. Blood pressure doesn't rise solely due to stress or salt intake. There are deeper structural changes happening within the blood vessels themselves. Imagine a flexible garden hose when it is new, able to expand, absorb pressure, and allow water to flow smoothly. Over time, that hose becomes stiff and less responsive. The same process happens within the arteries. They gradually lose their elasticity, becoming more rigid and less capable of handling pressure efficiently. This stiffness forces the heart to work harder to circulate blood, leading to elevated pressure levels. It's not an overnight transformation, but a slow progression that builds over years. Understanding this shift is essential because it highlights why addressing underlying factors like inflammation and vessel health is just as important as managing external triggers like diet and stress. Throughout decades of working closely with patients facing heart-related conditions, one recurring theme stands out: the gradual buildup of inflammation within blood vessels. This type of inflammation is not obvious. It doesn't cause immediate pain or noticeable symptoms, which makes it particularly dangerous. Day after day, it quietly affects the inner lining of arteries, causing them to narrow and stiffen. Over time, this leads to increased resistance to blood flow, placing additional strain on the heart. Many individuals are unaware this process is occurring until it has advanced significantly. What's important to understand is that this inflammation is influenced heavily by daily habits, especially diet. The foods consumed regularly can either contribute to this silent process or help reduce it. Recognizing this connection provides an opportunity to make choices that support healthier blood vessels over the long term. Food plays a much more significant role in overall cardiovascular health than many people realize. Every meal presents an opportunity to either support or challenge the body's systems. While medications are essential and often life-saving, they are only one part of the equation. The foods chosen throughout the day interact directly with processes like inflammation, blood sugar regulation, and vessel flexibility. Unfortunately, time constraints in healthcare settings often mean these details are not thoroughly discussed. This leaves many individuals unaware of how impactful their daily eating patterns can be. By understanding how certain foods influence the body, it becomes possible to make small adjustments that complement medical treatment. These adjustments are not complicated or expensive but require awareness and consistency. Over time, they can contribute to noticeable improvements in how the body manages blood pressure. One simple adjustment involves the order in which food is consumed during a meal. Most people begin with whatever is easiest to reach, often carbohydrates like bread or rice. However, starting with vegetables can create a meaningful difference. Vegetables contain fiber that forms a kind of barrier in the digestive system, slowing the absorption of sugars from the rest of the meal. This gradual absorption helps prevent sharp spikes in blood sugar levels. When blood sugar rises rapidly, the body releases insulin, which can cause blood vessels to constrict temporarily. Repeated spikes throughout the day may contribute to sustained pressure increases. By simply eating vegetables first, followed by proteins and then carbohydrates, the body experiences a more stable response. This small change doesn't require altering the types of food eaten, only the sequence, making it an easy habit to adopt. Another practical addition involves a common pantry item that has been used for generations: diluted apple cider vinegar. When mixed with water and consumed with meals, it introduces acetic acid into the body. This compound has been shown to improve how the body responds to insulin, reducing the likelihood of sharp blood sugar increases after eating. Additionally, it may support the production of nitric oxide, a substance that helps blood vessels relax and widen. This relaxation can contribute to lower pressure within the arteries. It's important to use this approach carefully by always diluting the vinegar and considering individual sensitivities. While it's not a cure or replacement for treatment, it can serve as a supportive habit when used appropriately and consistently. Nighttime blood pressure is another factor that often goes unnoticed. Ideally, blood pressure should decrease during sleep, allowing the cardiovascular system to rest. However, in some individuals, this natural dip does not occur. Instead, pressure remains elevated or even increases during the night. This pattern can place continuous strain on the heart and blood vessels without the person being aware of it. Over time, it may contribute to more serious complications. Addressing this requires attention to habits that influence the body's ability to relax and recover overnight. Small dietary choices made in the evening can play a role in supporting this natural rhythm and promoting better cardiovascular balance during sleep. One such choice is incorporating a small portion of walnuts before bedtime. Walnuts contain beneficial fats, plant-based omega-3s, and compounds that support blood vessel function. They also include elements that may help the body relax and prepare for rest. Consuming a moderate amount in the evening can provide nutrients that support the natural nighttime drop in blood pressure. This is not about large quantities but about consistent, moderate intake. Over time, this habit may contribute to improved vascular health and better overall balance during sleep. It's a simple addition that fits easily into most routines without requiring significant effort or expense. Herbal beverages have also been used across cultures for their supportive properties, and hibiscus tea is one example with notable potential. This deep red tea contains natural compounds that influence how blood vessels function. Some of these compounds act in ways similar to certain medications by helping vessels relax. Drinking it regularly, without excessive added sugar, can be a pleasant and supportive habit. It offers a simple way to incorporate beneficial plant compounds into daily life. As with any addition, it's important to consider existing treatments and consult with a healthcare provider if necessary, especially when combining approaches. Cooking oils are another area where small changes can have a meaningful impact. Many commonly used oils are high in certain fats that, when consumed in excess, may contribute to inflammation. Over time, this imbalance can affect blood vessel health. Choosing alternatives like extra virgin olive oil for low to moderate heat cooking provides a source of healthier fats that support the body rather than challenge it. For higher heat, using stable fats in moderation can reduce the formation of harmful compounds. These adjustments don't require eliminating all familiar foods but rather making informed substitutions over time. The balance of fats in the diet plays a crucial role in inflammation levels within the body. Historically, people consumed a more balanced ratio of different types of fats. Modern diets, however, often contain a disproportionate amount of certain fats that may promote inflammation when consumed excessively. Restoring a healthier balance doesn't require drastic changes but involves gradually shifting choices. This might include incorporating more whole foods and reducing reliance on heavily processed ingredients. Over time, these adjustments can support a more stable internal environment and reduce strain on the cardiovascular system. It's understandable for simple recommendations to be met with skepticism. Many people assume that if something were truly effective, it would already be widely emphasized. However, simplicity does not diminish effectiveness. In many cases, the body responds best to consistent, foundational habits rather than complex interventions. The goal is not to replace medical care but to create conditions that allow the body to function more efficiently. When these conditions are met, even small changes can produce noticeable results over time. There have been many instances where individuals implemented gradual changes and experienced meaningful improvements. These improvements did not occur overnight but developed through consistent application of simple habits. Over time, some were able to work with their healthcare providers to adjust treatments based on their progress. These outcomes highlight the importance of combining medical guidance with supportive lifestyle choices rather than viewing them as separate approaches. Bringing all these ideas together, the focus remains on a few practical adjustments: eating vegetables first during meals, incorporating diluted apple cider vinegar thoughtfully, adding a small portion of walnuts in the evening, enjoying herbal tea like hibiscus, and choosing healthier cooking oils. Each of these steps is manageable. On its own, there is no need to adopt everything at once. Starting with one change and building gradually increases the likelihood of long-term success. The key to lasting improvement lies in consistency rather than intensity. Attempting to change everything at once can lead to frustration and burnout. Instead, choosing one manageable step and repeating it until it becomes routine creates a foundation for additional changes. Over time, these small steps accumulate, leading to meaningful progress without overwhelming effort. The body has a remarkable ability to respond to supportive conditions. Even later in life, improvements are possible when the right habits are in place. Blood vessels can become more flexible, inflammation can decrease, and overall function can improve. These changes may not be immediate, but they are achievable with patience and consistency. Finally, it's essential to remember that all of these suggestions are meant to complement, not replace, professional medical care. Any changes should be discussed with a healthcare provider, especially when medications are involved. Working collaboratively ensures that adjustments are safe and effective with the right combination. of guidance and daily habits, it is possible to support long-term cardiovascular health in a practical and sustainable way.